Hey, fellow traders, how we doing? Black Coffee Trader coming to you here on a Tuesday, the 15th of October. I think today is Tuesday. Yes, it is. I get derailed on what day it is sometimes. But anyway, man, these green days continue. We've put 5 in a row together. I'm very happy with the way the trading is going, just being patient, being consistent, taking good setups, and I really have to say that I'm really liking this new risk to reward adjustment that I made. It is working out very well. I think I'm really going to like this. The one thing that stands out to me is today, I ended the day up $90 across each PA. And I could have elected to take another setup if I would have seen one. I didn't really see one that I really wanted. But if I had, I could have taken another full loss and still remain green on the day. That's the thing that I really like about this improved risk to reward R to R multiple. So again, just if you're new, the adjustment that I made, let's go to NQ here and let's hover over this specific short setup here. So this is the way my ATM is set up. I'm shooting for a 2R. So I'm risking 60 on a 10-point setup. So a 10-point trade, risking 10 points, and I'm taking off one of the contracts at 10 points in profit, and then taking the remaining 2 off at 20 points in profit. So basically, I'm shooting for a 1.5R, so to speak, about a 1.6R actually here if I get the full fill. I don't always get the full fill. I really don't. Today, I didn't get any of them, but I also didn't have any losses today. But this really, really is helpful. So there's a 10-pointer. Here's a 7-point setup. Now I can go with 4 contracts instead of 3. I'm taking one off at 5 points, one at 7.5 points, and one at 15 points. On the 7-point ATM, and then I've got another one that's a 5-point. If I'm only risking 5 points, I can actually trade 6 contracts, taking 3 off at 5 points and 3 off at 10 points. So that's a $90 win if I get the full win for a $60 risk. On the 7-point trade, I'm risking 60. If I get the full win, I'm at $60, $75, $85. On the 10-point trade, if I get the full win, risking 60, full win is 100. So, if I'm risking 10 points, I'm expecting a bigger move. If I'm only risking 5 points, I'm expecting a smaller move. But it allows me to vary the contract size based on my points that I'm risking for my upside win. So it's working. I really like it. Very, very happy with just the way that is set up. And I may still keep playing with this a little bit. I would like to see, I'd like to push this a little bit. I'm not going to do it right away, but at some point I would like to try to push this and try to shoot for a full 2R. I don't think I'll ever be at a point, especially with prop firms, where I'm going to be taking like no profits until we get to a 2R. I think it's almost too big of a risk, especially with the intraday trailing drawdown that you have with Apex, for example. Don't have that with Take Profit and some others, but you do have it with Apex. So I do think it'll be a taking profit as we build up the profit target, so to speak. We're still taking profits on the way towards our ultimate goal, so to speak. But in any case, it is definitely working. So happy about that. I'm not quite sure how to make this go away. There we go. So on the day today, we had a massive sell-off on NQ and also on ES. And in fact, I did not take any trades on the funded accounts on NQ and ES. I did not like the volume, the volatility, the big moves. I just wasn't comfortable with it. And I really saw some nice setups on the Dow on YM, which did not sell off nearly as bad. We kind of had more of a sideways day, kind of sold off here in the afternoon. But I found a couple setups here in the mid-morning, around the late morning, early noon hour. I guess one of them was fairly early in the morning, around 10 o'clock. We had a nice hitchhiker setup coming off. This is not really a textbook hitchhiker because we were not, what I'm looking for is this specific setup look but I won it on a trend. And we weren't on a trend, but I really felt like this is putting in a bottom and we're going to be pushing out of it, which is exactly what we did. I did mismanage this trade a little bit. So I got out with this was a 10-point trade, I believe. Let's just take a look at this. So if we go to the 10-point and we buy this, yeah, we have it. That was a 10-point setup. So let's see if I can move this back so it makes more sense. So there we go. Whoops, the entry was there. That's the entry point. No, that's a 7. That's a 7-point trade. That doesn't make sense either. Oh, I know what. I know why. Because I was trading with the 7-point and I mistakenly only put the $30 risk trade on instead of the $60 risk. I have a $30 risk so that if I trade minis that, I'm basically trading, for example, if I take this to minis, I'm risking 300 and looking for 450 bucks. If I'm trading micros, I'm looking for 45, risking 30. That's what I did by mistake. So there was my entry. That was that specific trade. So
order submitted.
No, I don't want to submit that order. But anyway, I took my first profit target and we had this big pullback, this big wick up here. And I started to get nervous that this is going to fall apart. And I moved we were up, this candle was just kind of sitting here stagnant, wasn't doing anything, and I was afraid it would fall apart. And stupidly, I went and moved my stop all the way up here to this spot right there. And just to try to protect myself in case, because I kind of felt at that point, wow, this is going to fall apart. Well, guess what? I was dead wrong. And instead of falling apart, this thing just goes on a tear, and I would have hit my full profit target and then gotten out of there with 45 bucks, where the way it was, I got out with 30 bucks. So I left $15 on the table. Not that, the dollar amount is that big, but I mismanaged the trade itself and could have gotten myself a full 1.5R there. The next setup, we had another hitchhiker, but also kind of a key level rejection. I did call this trade a hitchhiker because of these wicks. I was very much anticipating a move down. I was correct. This one too, I mismanaged. My profit target was sitting right there where my cursor's at. So we hit my first and second one. I was in risking $60. It was this specific setup right here. I was risking 60 bucks. And you can see, took my first and second profit targets, and then my last target was sitting right here. And this move wicks down like 1 point away, 1 to 2 points away from a profit target, kind of stalled there and then fell back all the way back. And at that point, my ATM strategy has moved my stop loss into slightly break even, basically at break even, or slightly profit, just basically break even. But it goes all the way back there, stops me out. And obviously the move did reverse, and I got out of there the way it is. But I left, instead of taking $4 there, that I should have been out at about, I think, what is that? If I hit that target, it's $60. So I left about 56 bucks on the table on that trade. So $56 times 4, 56. So you're looking at 210 bucks. So another 200 bucks on top of this. Now we're at a $570 day. Add another $15 per account I left on the table here, you've got another 60 bucks. So now I'm over 600 on the day. So that was frustrating to me that I didn't kill this when it's that close. I've got to kind of remember, don't be a dick for a tick. If I'm that close and it's kind of stalling, just kill it, take your profit and run, especially if you're close to that. This last trade I took, again, this was a very good hitchhiker setup. We had a move up, I had a pullback, jumped in. This was probably more like an A- setup because I actually waited until this next green candle was forming to make sure it's not going to fall apart. Jumped in here, had almost no drawdown, got out of there with the first and second profit targets hit. And then the last one, I should have taken some profit up here, had multiple opportunities to get out here with, probably about $40 or so, but I didn't take it and finally took it here at 20, the last two contracts. So I did get out of there with a nice trade, but I left another 40 bucks on the table there. So 4 times 4, another 160. We were up 700. So if I would have executed these three trades better, I could have had about an $800 day today. So I'm not being negative. I'm not being how do I want to say it, ungrateful for the way that I traded today and that for that I have profits. But I am a person that wants to look at a situation and say, what could I have done better? How could I have improved my day? And that's the way it is. So as it is, I'm happy. We're up 360, 90 bucks, not a huge profit margin, but I'm putting together consistent base hit days, and I've got this drawdown back to where we've got some wiggle room again. I've got, all three accounts, the 50K accounts are practically 49,000 or, well into the 49,000. So we're getting closer and closer to getting them back to break even. And then we can start building these things up, trying to look for a payout. The 150K again, just slow and steady, kind of working its way back out of the hole that we were in. So very happy with that. Just I really like the way that my game plan, my head screwed on straight, and we're taking good setups, and it's working. So very, very happy with that. Let's move this back. On the eval side of things, I had an okay day. I had a really good day, and then I got a little aggressive in the afternoon. So the negatives are this specific account. I blew it today, lost that one. I hit my daily loss limit on this specific one. I still have 800 in drawdown left. So I've got, one more losing day, a little bit more than one losing day left on that account. And then this take profit account, my absolute curse take profit accounts. I hit the max loss on it at 750. It actually closed it out at 800. So we've only got 300 and some bucks left. So I really need to have a good day with that account tomorrow, or not trade it if I'm not happy with it, and try to get that account back out. I really do want to get one of these passed. That's been a bucket list since early in the year. I had a couple funded take profit accounts, took some payouts from them. And then since that time, I've not been able to pass one for whatever reason. So those are the negatives. I was able to hit the daily profit target on this 50K, up 1,000, on this 50K, up 1,000. And then my big accounts, I've got 5 of those, just a little bit of profit. I was kind of up, down all around on those today, and finally said, yeah, I'm done with it. Being up a couple $100 or so across each account, we'll call that good. This is what I kind of did wrong in a sense. I mean, I knew what I was doing, but I copy traded my 50K. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Apex 50Ks and 1 take profit 50K. I copy traded those this morning. First trade, $450 winner. So I was up $450 across all of those. I didn't take any more trades until the afternoon, like power hour. I decided, you know what, I'm going to take these and I'm going to try to get them up to my daily profit goal. One by one. I wasn't copy trading them. This was my lowest balance account at the time. So I got that one. I'm like, okay, great. That's good. The next one I worked on was this one, blew it. The next one I worked on was this one, hit my profit target. Nice. Next one I worked on was this one, hit my daily loss, bummer. And then I was on the fence. Do I mess with the take profit account or not? And I saw a setup that I thought it should work. And at the end of the day on NQ, we just had some crazy moves, and I just was on the wrong side of it right through this stuff here. I simply, some of these moves are pretty big, and I was just wrong. That's all there is to it, especially when you're trading with about a 10-point stop. So I ended up having a big loss on that, and that's that. So, but anyway, overall I'm happy. I'm happy with the day. Moved the chains on a couple of these accounts, and got some wins on the bigger accounts, slow and steady. I did fix all my drawdowns, so they are correct. Obviously, this one's gone, but the drawdowns on the rest of the accounts are correct. So, hey, it was a good day. I'm happy with it. Let's take a quick look at TradeZilla and show you today win rate 100% on the funded accounts. And yeah, putting together a nice month. We're up about 600 on the month as a whole, and just slowly putting together probably an average of about 300-ish a day or the last 5 days. I think we're at 8 green days and 3 red days, and I'm really, really happy that I broke my Tuesday red streak. Tuesday red streaks go all the way back. I had 4 straight red days on Tuesdays, and finally broke that string and kept this green streak alive, so that's good. The other thing I want to point out, since I've started tracking this risk to reward, the R multiple, 353 on Friday, 448 on Monday, and 785 today. So we keep improving that. Obviously, we're not going to continue to see that thing just go to astronomical highs, but still, just a few trades today, very good risk to reward, and having a really good day. Looking at the playbook. This is something else that's really, let's look at the month. This month, so the VWAP cross, I haven't taken that many of those. As of late, they haven't really been setting up as much. I've missed a couple, but also I've seen some fake out, so I've not been quite as I don't know how to say it. I just haven't taken some of those that I could have. But the win rate 60%, break and retest 20 trades, win rate 60%. The key level trade, this is where I've had my losses for the month for the most part, 57 of those. Nice win rate, but I have had some bigger losers. I do think that'll change with this new strategy. But the hitchhiker trade, man, that's where it's at right now. 157 trades, 72% win rate, and it accounts for $1,100 in profit this month. Very, very, very happy with the way that setup is working. That is definitely my best trade. Oh, this banner is hiding some of this, but basically what you can't see down here below is the average winner is $43, average loser is $89. But you can see this, but yeah. So I'm really happy with that. I'll keep monitoring this. I really like the fact that I've got a couple key setups that I'm looking for, and that's what I'm taking and going forward from there. So did I miss anything on my risk to reward today? Let's look at the trades. So for example, let's take some of these. Actually, I don't think I had any that were very good today. That's a $40 winner, which is probably hitchhiker setup, 0.6. Yeah, none of them were really good as far as that, but because I had no losers, it's why the day ends up showing a 7.85 risk to reward. So in any case, overall, good day. Very happy with it. Plan is to get back tomorrow and hopefully continue to have a solid month, solid week, and just day by day taking it slow and steady and marching this thing forward. That's the goal. So yeah, that is that. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else new. Have a great day tomorrow and great trading day, and I'll try to have another update for you tomorrow afternoon. Take care and so long.